Hi everyone, you've caught me in my chalkboard void, which is very exciting. I was just having a think about the new set that's coming up and all the supporters that we're going to be getting, and I was thinking that, in the last 20 years since supporters have been in the game, there have been some absolutely brutally bad cards that have come out in the Pokemon TCG. I mean, we always have really, really good ones. Cards like Professor's Research, and we've got cards like Boss's Orders or Guzma. These kind of cards are pretty good, but every now and then Pokemon just prints a card and it's just terrible. So what I figured we'd do is we'd take a couple of moments of your time and talk about the 10 supporter cards that you will never, ever play in the standard format. Hey everyone, Editing Mitch here. I just realised I forgot to ask everyone to like and subscribe, so if you could do that, that would be great. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning as I'm editing this, so I'm not going to stick around for too much longer, but hey, it was nice to see you. Thanks for coming. At number 10, it's Carolus, the Fossil Researcher. Carolus lets you search a deck for 2 rare fossil cards and put them onto your bench. At first it doesn't seem so bad, but then you remember you can't evolve them yet, and you can't draw any extra cards either. And even if you could evolve them, what would you even evolve them into? I mean, Arctozolt's not that bad, I guess, but the rest of the Pokemon that evolve from rare fossil are average at best. Carolus is about as good at advancing your boar state as she is at choosing her shoes. Not great, not great. Number 9 is Cybold, the rapid striking chef, who's frankly got an amazing looking card. Look at this card. I mean, you'll never play it, but he's nice to look at. Look at those eyes. They're hiding something mysterious. Anyway, Cybold lets you heal 60 damage from 2 of your rapid strike Pokemon, which again, at first, doesn't seem so bad. And you remember that Ice Rider can deal 250 damage for 2 energy, and Eternatus deals 270 damage for 2 energy, and Rayquaza can deal 320 damage. It's got an unlimited damage cap. Maybe healing 60 isn't so good after all. At number 8, we have a card that, again, at first glance, doesn't seem so bad. Honey lets you draw cards equal to the amount of Pokemon V your opponent has on their bench. Nice, you can draw 5 cards. Except, no, most players will probably fill their bench up with cards like Inteleon, Flaffy, or Minccino, so, you'll maybe draw 2 cards, at best, if you're lucky. Nothing like putting the amount of cards you're allowed to draw in the hands of your opponent. Excellent belt though, like the earrings. Number 7 is everyone's favourite rival, Hop. What a nuanced character Hop is, and he's rewarded with a brilliant supporter card. Drawing 3 cards in itself isn't totally bad. I mean, people play Birdkeeper and it draws 3 cards, but unlike Birdkeeper, Hop doesn't have a secondary effect, which means you're almost always better off playing a card like Professor's Research instead. You're not a failure, Hop, you're just a massive disappointment. Number 6 is Alistair. Oh, what a spooky boy. Is he okay? Is he having a migraine? I don't know. Well, like Hop, this card lets you draw 3 cards. That's pretty not good. We've talked about that. Wait, what? You need to discard 3 cards after you've drawn your 3? I mean, you don't need to discard all 3, but you need to discard at least 1, and surely that makes it just strictly worse than Hop. Well, maybe you want to discard the cards you have in your hand, right, guys? Number 5, and we are well and truly into the dregs now. Caitlyn is a card that, again, seems not so bad at first, and then you consider the following situation. You are desperately hoping for a supporter to help you draw into a couple of key cards to win yourself the game. You've just been manied, you only have 4 cards left in your hand, and amazingly, you top deck the Caitlyn. You attach your energy, you evolve into your VMAX, and now all you need is a switch, and you've got 2 cards to draw it in? Again, it would have been better if we could have drawn a few more, eh? There are a lot of cards that draw 2 and have a special effect in Pokemon, and these supporters are generally always terrible. I'll tell you that right now. We're about to see a ton of them, and Doctor is one of those cards. Draw 2, sick. And if my opponent's active is a VMAX, draw 2 more. Yeah, that's excellent. I mean, your opponent probably will attack with a VMAX, so you're probably going to get that extra effect, but, I mean, you could have played a Marnie and disrupted your opponent whilst you're at it, and drawn 5 instead of 4. Yeah, that's a hard pass on this one, Doc. Now let's take a step back for a second and look at a new supporter card from Evolving Skies that's really going to make a splash. That's Rihan. This is the text. When your opponent knocks out one of your Pokemon, you can accelerate an energy from the discard pile and search a card from your deck. That's pretty busted, right? Well, consider this. If instead of all that, you could draw 4 cards, would you? Probably not. Gym Trainer lets you draw 2 cards. Again, not that great an effect. Plus, if you had a Pokemon knocked out this turn, you can draw 2 more. That's pretty underwhelming when you could have searched for anything that you wanted. Number 2 on my list is a brand spanking new card from Evolving Skies that people disappointedly pull instead of one of the full art evolutions, and that is Aroma Lady. Seriously, why would you print this card, draw 2 cards, and remove special conditions? No one's using special conditions at the moment. In fact, there's only one card in Standard that really inflicted special conditions, and that was Raichu and Raichu. The Pokemon's rotating. I mean, seriously, this card's a massive bummer. Please don't use this one. Now, before we look at what I think is the worst supporter in Standard, I just wanted to give an honourable mention to a supporter that is outclassed in almost every way by a ton of other cards. Poker Kid. This kid's doing their best, I'll admit that, but when I can use Quick Ball, Level Ball, Evolution Incense, and a myriad of other Pokemon search options to find a Pokemon, why would I use up my supporter for turn? The only reason that this card didn't make the list proper is because I used this card to get my Evolution daily challenges done, so you serve a purpose, kid. We'll keep up the stellar work. And this brings us to what, in my opinion, is the absolute worst supporter in the Standard format right now. This card is worse than all of the other cards on the list, and to be honest, if you're playing this one, it's either the only supporter you have, or you're playing some kind of sick joke. And this card is Beauty. Never have I seen a more oxymoronic card than this. Draw 2 cards? Great. We've established that this is a bad effect. What's its secondary effect? Oh, I can play it going first. That's it. I can play a supporter on my first turn and draw 2 cards. 2. And 50% of the time, I'll go second anyway, so its secondary effect won't come up. Great. What a card, Pokemon Company. I'm glad you printed this one. By the way, a full art Beauty is worth $15 US. What a joke. So there you have it, a ton of absolutely garbage supporters there. I mean, they're not all an absolute disaster, but for the most part, they're probably not worth the cardboard that they're printed on. Ultimately, not very good at all, but you know, it could be worse. Let me know, by the way, have I missed any terrible supporters out? Do you think that there should be one on the list that I haven't mentioned? Maybe one of those 10 you think actually has a pretty good use that I just haven't considered. Let me know down in the comments, and whilst you're there, make sure you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time for more from the Sableyes. See you later. I can't believe Beauty's worth $15.